Hey folks, good morning and welcome to Friday's market wrap up here at Top Gun Options. It's going to be the last video I do for a couple days here, heading out to Aspen for spring break with the kids and ending on a high note. What a great week, man. We predicted the chickens were going to come home to roost this week. Said if we break this 200-day moving average with any airspeed, it's going to be some serious airspeed, and the next stop is going to be down there at the 50-day moving average. We have a bear call spread on China that we placed Monday. This was a weekly options trade. So every Monday at 1 o'clock, we have a live trading session for about a half an hour covering a weekly options trade for the week. We did a bear call spread on FXI. This trade had limited risk. It was risking $5,100 to potentially make $2,400. How's that trade looking right now? It is going to expire for max profit. It's currently up at over $2,200. So I'm going to let this one expire today for a max profit. Take a look at this trade. We put a bear call. This is a two-day trade that's up $1,500. A bearish trade on FXI is already up $1,500 again on limited risk. Great week this week. We predicted this, folks. We're selling on the news here, and I'm going to get to some of the individual issues. But last night in our full throttle training, I covered some potential bearish double vertical candidates. Well, real quick, let's take a look at a chart of the FXI. Man, this thing is imploding. This is a bearish double vertical candidate, folks. If you didn't attend the full throttle training last night at 7, make sure you watch the replay. This thing is going lower. Here's the main reason the FXI is going to implode. President Trump on the way out to the helicopter this morning. Markets will see a very big spike, huge spike if a trade deal gets done. Absolutely, completely disagree with that. The market is going to sell off hard on the news. Why? Because it's going to be a crappy deal if we get one at all. Let's start strategically, though. We're seeing on satellite imagery activity at one of North Korea's missile test sites, and a artificial earthquake was detected in North Korea. What's that a sign of? They might have done an underground test. Pretty interesting that you haven't heard a word out of the president about this. So if this dude lights off another rocket, you're going to see a hell of a lot of volatility in this market. The president went from threatening to vaporize this guy and 25 million North Koreans to great guy, good dude, great friend of mine, Chairman Kim. I get he was trying to, negotiate, but this is looking bad. Tension soar after a Chinese boat rams and sinks a Vietnamese vessel in disputed waters around the Paracel Islands. I sailed in this region on the Kitty Hawk and the Abraham Lincoln. This is not a fun area. There's a lot of volatility in this area. And not digging what the Philippines defense minister said, saying, hey, man, increased U.S. activity in the region could spark unnecessary tensions and possibly leading to war with China. And we have a mutual defense treaty with the Philippines, and this guy's wanking about, hey, if the U.S. and China go to war, we're going to have to jump in on the United States side. Why don't you kiss my ass? Man, are you kidding me that you actually spoke like this? China moves its border 600 miles into the middle of the Pacific under Barack Hussein Obama, claims they own all of this, and the United States saying, you don't. According to international law, we can sail wherever the hell we want within 12 miles of your coast. It ain't about a trade deal, folks. As I briefed you about a month or two ago, a Chinese admiral was actually quoted as saying, we could care less about a trade deal. This is about our strategic dominance in Asia and the world, and putting the United States in its place. He said, and he said, how many, 5,000 sailors and Marines on an aircraft carrier? Why don't we sink one of those? Or maybe we even sink two. 10,000 U.S. losses, they'd turn tail and run home. Very, very dangerous language, folks. Very, very dangerous things going on. Not only is that the only hot region in the world, but India and Pakistan came very, very close over the past week and a half of nuclear war. Pakistan shot down an Indian MiG-21. I believe the Indians shot down an F-16. Why ain't Pakistan being too forthcoming with this? Because they have an agreement that these U.S. F-16s that we sold them can't be used in offensive combat operations against India. And, of course, they broke that agreement. So let's move on to the trade deal, folks. Larry Kudlow, again, Mr. Magoo on TV, looking very, very, very desperate. The other reason the FXI imploded was because Chinese stocks crashed. The Shenzhen was down, and the Shanghai tumbled over 4%. Breaking a key support level after an 8-week rally. Okay, so another reason I do a bearish double vertical, and this is because the Chinese stock market, after last 2 weeks, hey, we think we're going to get a trade deal. Huge rally in the markets. The drop was catalyzed by a limit down plunge in a state-owned People's Insurance Company of China, which had become a poster child of the ramp up in equities. A state-owned business, rip your face off rally in the stock, and then it absolutely imploded. So not good stuff going overseas. We covered this article yesterday in Vanity Fair. Fearing life behind bars, Trump begs China to help him juice the stock market. Look at that headline, and of course it's written by a lady named Bess, and who looks like that. Fearing life behind bars, Trump begs China to help him juice the stock market. So, folks, this ain't happening anytime soon. Who was on stage today? The U.S. ambassador to China. I don't even know this guy's involved in it. I don't even know who owns the negotiations. Is it Lighthizer, Mnuchin, Kudlow, Navarro, this dude? Who is the SPA? Who's the single point of accountability that is providing? Because a year ago, Mnuchin looked like he had a deal. Before that, it was Wilbur Ross, the Commerce Secretary. Now, this dude's saying we're not even close. There ain't going to be no March. We'd be lucky to get April. And, of course, the market whisperer, Larry Kudlow, got on TV saying, everything's great. We're hoping for an end of the month, maybe April deal. Ain't going to happen. And even if it does, folks, the market is going to sell off. One of the main reasons, folks, is there's no, the United States is trying to put in a one-sided enforcement mechanism, meaning, hey, if we find out that you ain't living up to this deal and you're cheating or doing something nefarious, we want to be able to start firing terrorists again. And they're not agreeing with that. At the same time all this is going on, the Wall Street Journal broke this week that Chinese hackers are in the University of Washington, MIT, stealing what? All of our maritime secrets. All of that top secret submarine technology. Why build it on your own when you can just steal it? So, folks, this is getting ugly. It's a sell on the news, and we're heading lower. I predicted this. We also looked at an SDS bull put spread this week and talked about maybe get long some SDS calls. Look at this. SDS as the S&P 500 goes down, SDS goes up. Look at what happened in December. Man, rip your face off rally in SDS. I think we're getting ready to see something like that again, folks, here. So we used this as our example last night in our academic training, doing a bullish double vertical on SDS. That's going to absolutely print money as this market implodes, folks. Remember, look at this. Markets go down a hell of a lot faster than they go up. They take the window down and the escalator up. We're looking at a window down here, folks. So get ready to pound this thing into the dirt. The jobs report today was an absolute shock. I literally am still sitting here, as is the market. You ready for this? The previous month was revised up a little bit from 304 to 311. We are looking for 180 today. We got, wait a minute, is there a 1 missing in front of that? No, ladies and gentlemen. The consensus was for 180,000, 20,000. Literally, I was on a call this morning. People, they're like, what? There's obviously a 1 missing. There isn't. Probably the worst jobs print I've seen ever. I'm shocked. So, and also yesterday, U.S. households see biggest decline in net worth since the financial crisis. So I get it that the economy's strong. It all ain't bad news. Look above this number. Average hourly earnings went up and the unemployment rate went down. So, I get it. Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play? Average hourly earnings went up and unemployment rate went down. That's a good thing. But, man, that print, I'm telling you, folks, it was shocking. Take a look at this. Abysmal, but put it in context. Another trader, you really could make up what we're seeing. So literally, when you get a print that bad, it takes about a day for it to digest. And since it's obviously on a Friday, it's going to be a very big weekend of figuring out what the hell just happened with that jobs print. I haven't seen anything like it. Elizabeth Warren. I don't think, mark the date and time that I'm saying this. I agree with Elizabeth Warren. The FANG stocks are slumping as she calls for a breakup of big tech. I could not agree more. Facebook, this is a bearish double vertical candidate. This thing's going to get pounded into the ground. Why? Using the Goldman Sachs indicator of when they start to dress down, the markets implode. Every time Goldman Sachs has loosened their dress code, the markets have imploded, and after the market starts to recover, they do the whole, you know what, enough. Everybody get back into coat and ties. You know why I know Facebook's going to implode? Is because I'm leaving to go skiing tomorrow for 10 days. Every time I've tried to take a week off, some big prediction I made comes true. I remember sitting on the chairlift last year when the Cambridge Analytica scandal broke. Facebook imploded and the market started imploding with it. The FANGs, finally, the chickens came home to roost. I predicted it. It happened. It's going to happen again. Yesterday, Zuckerberg's vision about his new Facebook, he admitted, he's like, I don't know how it's going to make money. Ladies and gentlemen, the CEO of Facebook just admitted that he wants to focus, wants Facebook to be privately focused now, which is a complete 180-degree turn in what their current business model is. And admits, well, this guy, great article in The Guardian saying it's going to kill his business model. But the dude yesterday admitted he doesn't know. This guy's the CEO, folks. He's the commanding officer of this ship. And he's saying, I don't know how this thing makes money. Anybody want to jump in and buy a stock that says that? We covered CME Group this week as well, also getting pounded into the dirt. That thing goes lower. We have some great bearish trades on lately, folks. I love waking up yesterday and today. Look at CME Group. Holy shnikes, man. I love waking up on days when the market's completely red and there is a ton of green in our portfolio. So one of the better weeks year to date here at Top Gun Options. Very happy with what's going on. I'd be doing bearish double verticals or bearish on CME, Facebook, bullish on SDS, obviously, because that means the market's going down, and FXI. A lot of good stuff going on here at Top Gun Options, folks. I'm going to try and do some videos next week to send out to my members. Might have a couple market updates, but like I said, I try and take one vacation a year with the kids to try and get my mind right. And it always seems like as soon as I get on that chairlift, man, for the first time, whatever I predicted was going to happen bad usually ends up happening. But meaning overall bad for the market, but good for our positions. I would be pounding all of these positions that I mentioned on this brief into the dirt, and you're going to potentially see some serious profits, okay? All right, folks, I got to run. Heading down to the BB&T Center this afternoon to watch my middle son, Jack, play on the big ice, and then we're going to stay for the Panthers Wild game, and then we are off to Aspen tomorrow. So have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and I'll be coming to you from Colorado over the next 10 days. We'll see you.